Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Pioneer Map. This is episode 10. Just a quick start. I'm just finishing off removing some stumps. As you can see, I've used a different implement this time. It's just pretty much drive over it and the stump's gone. You do have to do it a couple of times sometimes, and you have to sometimes get quite low to the ground. The drawback is if you get right down on the ground, it actually takes the grass out as well, which is not really a serious problem because we're going to plough over it or build something over most of the area in any event, so not a real problem. So as we go through this episode, there are some really major developments, all of which are, I think, very exciting, not only for us but also for the local community. As I said all along, I've wanted to include the local community, and this, I think, is the first step in achieving that. As you can see, I've just been down to the store to go and pick up this little trailer which belongs to the store, which I think is going to help us in the next little area, the next little part of our endeavour. As you can see, we've made a start on making a farmyard. We got all this hardcore from the lime factory that a lot left over, and gave it to us at a very good price. I kind of like it because it is so bright and white. It shows exactly where our roads are. So this is the big development, as I presume you can see. So look at this, 9 allotments which we've built, should I say. These are all going to be run by individual families from the community. They will handle the day-to-day running of the allotment, basically decide what product goes in there, distribute the product, and for that they will take 30% of the income or of the turnover. We will retain 70%. For that 70%, of course, we would have built the allotments. We will provide all the inputs, so water, seed, and manure. It'll be our responsibility to make sure that there's enough in each allotment so that they can do their job properly. And then a little bit further down the line, we will also provide housing for the families that work on the farm. So I think this is a very good start to the building of our community. We have to start thinking of a name for this area. I think calling it a farm is not going to be entirely correct. So over the next couple of episodes we'll give it some thought and decide on a name for the community. So we're just putting in some access roads around the allotments. I haven't tried to smooth them out at all. After all, this is a, I suppose, farm allotment type area. It's never going to be 100% smooth. It is on a slight incline, so there's quite a bit of bumpiness. It's one or two areas that are particularly bumpy that over time we'll smooth out. In the meantime, let's just get all these access roads done, and then we'll try and get the inputs in so that people can start making some sort of income out of all of this, should I say. So as you can see, there are a couple of farm stalls which have just suddenly appeared in the town. People have obviously got wind of what's going on up at the farm, and have created areas where the produce can be sold back into the town. So not only are we creating opportunities and advancement for the allotment holders, the spin-off, of course, which is normal, is that the people in town are going to benefit as well, and that is the beauty of it all. Oh, I think the illusion just balked at something there, I'm not sure. Jumped. Oh, there's a problem. There's a problem with his front leg. Oh no. Let's a quick look at. I'll put a quick call into the vet. The vet can come up with the horse ambulance and take him to the horse hospital to have a better look at it. In the meantime, we'll leave him there standing in the water. It'll just soothe the pain a bit. Things were going so well. Okay, so I know the vet is very, very good in this area. I'm sure you'll be able to get it sorted for us one way or another. We'll keep an eye on him as things develop. That's a bit of a setback. I suppose things can't all just go wonderfully well. We'll sort that out. It'll get sorted out. Right, we'll need to move on. Let's go and look after some of the other animals. Get some food in for Mackenzie. Have a quick look at the sheep. Wonder if we'll get a sight of, we caught a brief view of Mackenzie there. He'll normally come bounding over. There he is. Bounding over, skidding into a stop, and noshing away. A quick look at the sheep. They're coming along nicely. They're not making a fantastic amount of wool yet, but then there are still lambs, really. A little bit of wool coming through. Can't complain about that. Well, what we need to do now is we need to start getting the inputs, the water, the seed, and the manure into the allotments. We'll start off with the water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 10,000 litres of each into each allotment, water into each allotment, should I say. So that'll be one tanker load each. I won't bore you with showing you all 9. We'll do the first one, and then we'll move on to showing you the seeding and manuring of the areas. Let's just pop the rest of this water into the sheep, just fill up their water trough. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, so there's the trailer that we were talking about. Very inconveniently parked. Oh, there we go. We build a road and then we don't use it. Typical. Let's get into the water. Fill up the tanker. While that's filling up, let's get out. Go and check up on illusion. There we go. Wade through the water. It's the least we can do for our friend. He's not looking in that much discomfort. You can see that he's favouring that foreleg. Let's get down there and just have a look. Yeah, I've had a look. It's not just a stone in the or anything like that. It's definitely maybe a minor ligament damage. I don't think it's that bad because he's not wincing terribly when I touch it, but it's not right. We'll get it sorted rather than try and force him to work. That's the last thing we want to do. Let's get this back up now too. the first allotment. Go and fill up the water. Of course, very lucky that we have this water supply very, very close to us. I mean, I suppose we could put in a tap right at the farm, but that would defeat the object of trying to be as frugal as possible. Just driving past the sheep there, thought that Mackenzie's doing a sterling job. We haven't had any stock losses. Sheep don't look in any distress. So I'm very, very happy with the way he's working. Let's offload this. 10,000 litres is quite a bit, so it'll take a little bit of time to get it into the water tank of the allotment. So I've decided that, should I say, that the allotment owners can decide what they want to plant, as long as it's not all the same product. 2 or 3 of this can be the same. Of course, there's only 5 products and there's 9 allotments. So let's get some seed going. So I've decided to use the Fiat. We'll fill it up, and then we'll distribute it as evenly as possible amongst the allotments. We'll have a small trailer that we can top up if one should run out before we do the major top up every couple of months or so. As you can see, we have to choose our product. We'll see how much a seed is going to cost. It's not going to be cheap. This is the most expensive input, is the seeds. So there we go, just over 10,000. So each allotment could, in theory, take pretty much this whole load. But that would defeat the object, because it'll just be sitting there waiting to be used over a long period of time. So I'm going to... can't get this into gear again. It's just jumped out of gear. Let's go. Oh no. It's just gone again. It's just gone again. Let's get it back in. It's probably me and my inability to double the clutch properly. Too used to modern vehicles with synchronized gearboxes. There we go. We're on the way again. Can't complain. Keep saying that. I do love this lorry though. Really, really like it. I think it's fantastic. It's done us really, really well. I think it'll do us well for a little while still to come as well. Let's get the seed out. You have to be a little bit careful and a little bit savvy with the tipping. Let's have a look and see. Can we get a reasonable amount? Yeah, that looks okay. That looks okay for the first one. I mean, it's not going to be exact between all of them. As I said, we'll keep an eye on it every month. Beginning of the month, we'll do an inspection. Make sure everybody's doing anything. There's no taking advantage of the situation, which I don't think they will by the locals, because they'll be very glad to help out. But more importantly, making sure that they have enough water, seed and manure to continue producing. I think I have mentioned it that each allotment holder will get 30% of their turnover, so anything that is delivered for themselves as their remuneration. Right, so that's the seed done. Get some manure in. The manure is much, much cheaper. It's just great that the store is able to deliver to the farm. I just put in a phone call a couple of hours before, and generally speaking they come fill it into the silo. Get the manure going, get a lorry full of that, distributed amongst the 9 allotments, and then the allotment holders can start their productions. So we should start seeing some money coming in from these productions after a month or so, and that's going to help us move forward. The next step would be to build some housing for the allotment holders so that they can have a place close to their work to live, and that they don't have to walk or ride their bicycles. There's not many cars around up to the farm every day. I suppose we could go down with the Fiat every morning and pick everybody up. I have no problem with that. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, see there, that's what I was talking about, the tippings. Didn't get it right. Was that enough? No, try again. Third time lucky to get it up to where. Yeah, it's better. We'll do another one, see if we can do it better. Well, there we go. The first people have passed, planted their sunflowers, and as I said, I'm giving them free rein, giving them the wherewithal to check on prices. So basically they've downloaded those to their phones and they can check on the pricing and decide how they want to plant. That's fantastic. Of course, they all have to make the deliveries as well. I think that's probably a good place to start winding up this episode. Great developments coming in the future. Stay with us to see those. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe, of course. It does help me get this channel going. And we'll see you in the next couple of episodes where we'll develop this further. We'll also look into other avenues for joint ventures, maybe some production units, producing some product ourselves. I'm sure that we'll find enough people, enough talented people to be able to do those jobs. That looks like some more sunflower being done. Let's have a look and see what this person does. Go through his selection process. Here we go. What's he going to do? Here we go. We have to go out and make sure that he sets his distribution. And it looks like lettuce in that one. Great stuff. Well, thank you for watching. Do tune in next time. Goodbye.